squadrons, Vector 040. Bandits at Angels 20. Scramble, scramble.
The dogfight that saved Britain. Battle of Britain. In the summer of 1940, the future of Britain hung in the balance. France had fallen. Much of Europe was under Nazi control. Across the English Channel, Adolf Hitler prepared for the next step, an invasion of Britain. But before German soldiers could land on British beaches, one thing had to happen first. Germany had to control the skies. What followed was not fought on land or sea, but high above the clouds. This was the Battle of Britain. And it was a fight that would decide the course of the entire war. Europe after France falls. By June 1940, Germany appeared unstoppable. Poland had fallen in weeks. Norway and Denmark were occupied. France collapsed faster than anyone expected. Britain now stood alone. The German plan to invade Britain was called Operation Sea Lion, but the invasion depended on one critical condition. The Royal Air Force had to be destroyed. Without air superiority, German transport ships would be easy targets. The Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, was given a clear mission: destroy the RAF, crush British air power, open the way for invasion. The Luftwaffe entered the battle with confidence. It had hundreds of bombers, experienced fighter pilots, and recent victories across Europe. German commanders believed Britain's air force would collapse quickly. On paper, they seemed right. The RAF had fewer aircraft, fewer trained pilots, and limited resources. But Britain had something Germany underestimated: time, preparation, and a system that worked. Before the first major air battles began, Britain had already prepared its defense. Along the southern coast stood tall radar towers. This system was called Chain Home. Radar allowed Britain to see enemy aircraft coming long before they arrived. Instead of sending fighters blindly into the sky, the RAF could launch aircraft only when needed. This saved fuel, saved pilots, and allowed Britain to respond with precision. Germany had radar too, but they did not understand how powerful Britain's system truly was. This would become one of the most important advantages of the war. Two British fighters became symbols of the battle: the Hawker Hurricane and the Supermarine Spitfire. The Hurricane was strong and reliable. It destroyed many German bombers. The Spitfire was faster and more agile. It was perfect for dogfights against German fighters. Germany relied heavily on two aircraft: the Messerschmitt Bf 109, a powerful fighter, and the Heinkel and Dornier bombers, designed to crush enemy cities and airfields. Each aircraft had strength, each had weaknesses. In the sky, these machines would decide life or death in seconds. In July 1940, the Battle of Britain began in full force. German bombers crossed the Channel daily. Their targets were RAF airfields, radar stations, and aircraft factories. British fighters scrambled again and again. Some pilots flew 3, 4, even 5 missions a day. The sky became a battlefield. Aircraft twisted and turned at high speed. Tracer rounds cut through clouds. Engines roared. Smoke filled the air. A single mistake could be fatal. The Battle of Britain was not just machines and strategy. It was people. Many RAF pilots were very young. Some were barely out of training. They faced overwhelming odds, knowing that if they failed, invasion would follow. Pilots slept in their uniforms. They ate quickly. They waited for the alarm bell to ring. Some never returned. Empty chairs in briefing rooms became common. Loss was felt quietly, without ceremony. Still, they flew again. As losses mounted, Germany made a critical mistake. Instead of focusing on RAF airfields, they began bombing British cities, London, Coventry, other civilian targets. This campaign became known as the Blitz. The change gave the RAF something it desperately needed: time to recover. Airfields were repaired, pilots were rested, aircraft production continued. Germany had failed to destroy the RAF when it mattered most. By October 1940, the battle was over. Germany had not achieved air superiority. The invasion of Britain was postponed and never launched. For the first time in the war, Nazi Germany had been stopped, not by armies on land, not by fleets at sea, but by pilots in the sky. Years later, Winston Churchill would say, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few." The Battle of Britain proved one thing clearly: air power could decide the fate of nations, and above the clouds, Britain survived.